Have you ever wondered why some people make better decisions than others? This is not merely a question of luck or intuition, but rather it's about a crucial skill known as critical thinking. Critical thinking is the art of analyzing and evaluating information to make reasoned judgments or decisions. It's like a mental Swiss Army knife, providing us with the tools to dissect complex issues, make sense of the world around us, and ultimately make better decisions. Now let's delve into the first step in honing this skill: asking questions. In a world brimming with information, knowing the right questions to ask is a powerful tool. It's like holding a compass in the wilderness of knowledge, guiding us towards the truth we seek. Questions are the sparks that ignite the flames of understanding, allowing us to clarify information and identify underlying assumptions. Imagine you're reading a news article online. The headline screams of a breakthrough discovery, but rather than accepting the information at face value, you start asking questions. Who conducted this study? What methods were used? What were the sample sizes? Are there any potential conflicts of interest? By asking these questions, you're not just passively consuming information. You're actively engaging with it. You're breaking down the information, examining its parts, questioning its sources. And what about when we're interacting with others? Asking questions can help us understand their perspectives better. It can help us identify and challenge our own assumptions. It can lead us to new insights and ideas. But remember, not all questions are created equal. The quality of your questions matters. Open-ended questions that invite exploration and discussion can often be more powerful than simple yes or no queries. So whether you're reading the news, engaging in a debate, or simply trying to understand the world around you, remember to ask questions. Be curious, be skeptical, be engaged. Because the power of questions lies not just in the answers they provide, but in the thought processes they stimulate, the assumptions they challenge, and the insights they unearth. Remember, the quality of your questions determines the quality of your thinking. Is seeing believing, or is there more than meets the eye? This question is more than just a philosophical musing. It's a cornerstone of critical thinking. You see, when it comes to critical thinking, one of the most vital components is the ability to consider multiple perspectives. Why? Because it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing things from only one angle, our own. But the world, as we know, is a complex place filled with various nuances and subtleties that often go unnoticed when viewed from a singular point of view. Imagine for a moment a six-sided cube. If we look at it from one side, we can only see a square. But is that all there is to it? Of course not. There are other sides, other perspectives that give us a more well-rounded understanding of the cube. The same principle applies to critical thinking. The value of perspectives in critical thinking is immeasurable. It's like wearing a pair of glasses that allows you to see in all directions, not just straight ahead. By considering multiple perspectives, we're able to gain a more comprehensive understanding of any given issue. And let's not forget about the importance of diverse sources of information. In today's world, we have access to a plethora of information at our fingertips. But not all information is created equal. Some sources may be biased, some may be inaccurate, and some may be misleading. That's why it's essential to draw from a variety of sources, to sift through the noise and uncover the truth. Just as a chef uses different ingredients to create a well-balanced meal, we too must use different perspectives and diverse sources of information to form a well-rounded understanding. Remember, perspectives aren't right or wrong, good or bad. They're simply different ways of looking at the world. And the more perspectives we consider, the more informed our decisions and judgments become. So, the next time you're faced with a decision or a problem, don't just look at it from your own perspective. Try to see it from other angles, draw from diverse sources of information, and weigh all the evidence before making a judgment. Perspectives are like puzzle pieces. The more you have, the clearer the picture becomes. How do we separate the wheat from the chaff in the information age? This question brings us to our third critical thinking strategy, the importance of evaluation. In this digital era, we are swamped with information from various sources, but not all information is created equal. Some are reliable, others not so much. There are facts, and then there are alternative facts. There are truths, half-truths, and outright lies. So how do we navigate this complex information landscape? The answer lies in evaluation. Evaluation is the process of examining and analyzing information to determine its value. It involves scrutinizing the sources of information for their reliability and credibility. It's about asking, where is this information coming from? Who is the author or creator? What are their credentials? Is there a potential bias? Is the information supported by evidence? Is it consistent with other sources? In critical thinking, evaluating evidence is a crucial step. It's what helps us separate the facts from the fiction, the trustworthy from the untrustworthy. It enables us to distinguish between information that is useful and relevant from that which is not. But remember, evaluating information is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. As new information emerges, our evaluation needs to be updated. We need to be open to changing our views if the evidence warrants it. And let's not forget, evaluation is not just about the information itself, it's also about how we use that information. Are we using it to confirm our existing beliefs, or are we willing to challenge them? Are we using it to learn and grow, or to defend and justify our positions? So when you're faced with a deluge of information, don't be overwhelmed. Embrace the challenge. Apply the lens of evaluation. Look beyond the surface. Scrutinize the sources. Challenge the assumptions. Remember, in the world of information, not everything that glitters is gold. The real treasure lies in our ability to evaluate that information critically and make informed decisions. And that, my friends, is the true power of critical thinking. In the world of information, not everything that glitters is gold. Do we make decisions, or do decisions make us? This thought-provoking question initiates our journey into the final step of critical thinking: making reasoned judgments. You see, every day we are faced with a myriad of choices, and the decisions we make can shape our lives in significant ways. But how do we ensure that these decisions are reasoned and well thought out? Imagine yourself as a judge, sitting on the bench in a court of law. You're tasked with a decision that impacts a person's life. Would you make a judgment based on assumptions or hearsay? Or would you base your decision on concrete evidence and logical reasoning? I believe we all know the answer to that. The same principle applies to our everyday decision-making process. The art of reasoned judgment is all about making decisions based on evidence and logical reasoning. It's about taking the information we've gathered, the perspectives we've considered, and the evidence we've evaluated, and synthesizing it all into a reasoned judgment. Now, this is not to say that every decision requires a lengthy process of critical thinking. Sometimes we need to make quick decisions based on instinct or intuition. But for decisions that have a significant impact, it's crucial to employ reasoned judgment. Let's take an example. Say you have to decide whether to invest in a certain business venture. You could make a quick decision based on a gut feeling, or you could gather information about the venture, consider different perspectives, evaluate the credibility of the sources of information, and then make a reasoned judgment. The latter approach, although more time-consuming, is likely to yield a more informed and thus a more beneficial decision. So remember, reasoned judgment is not just about making decisions. It's about making informed decisions that you can stand behind, decisions that are based on evidence and logical reasoning. It's about being thoughtful, being patient, and being thorough. Judgment is not about being right or wrong. It's about being reasoned. So, as we navigate through the labyrinth of life, let's strive to make our judgments not just hastily made decisions, but reasoned verdicts based on sound critical thinking. So, how do we become better thinkers in a complex world? This is the question we've been exploring in our journey through the art of critical thinking. Let's recap what we've learned. We began by understanding the power of questions. We learned that questions are the keys that unlock the doors to deeper understanding. By asking questions, we challenge assumptions, probe for more information, and uncover the hidden layers of any situation. It's through this process of inquiry that we can dig deeper, uncovering the truth and gaining a fuller understanding of the world around us. Next, we delved into the value of perspectives. In our increasingly interconnected world, Multiple viewpoints offer a broader, more nuanced understanding of the issues at hand. By considering diverse perspectives, we avoid the trap of tunnel vision, opening our minds to a wealth of insights and possibilities. In doing so, we learn to appreciate the complexity of the world and make more informed decisions. Then we turned our attention to the importance of evaluation. Not all information is created equal. It's crucial to scrutinize sources and evidence for their reliability and credibility. By doing so, we ensure that our decisions and judgments are based on the best available evidence, protecting ourselves from misinformation and bias. Finally, we looked at the art of reasoned judgments. Critical thinking isn't just about gathering information, it's about making sense of it. By using logical reasoning and evidence-based judgments, we can navigate confusing situations, solve complex problems, and make decisions that are both rational and well-informed. The benefits of critical thinking extend far beyond the realms of academia or professional life. It's a vital skill that can help us make better decisions in our personal lives, improve our relationships, and navigate the complexities of our world with more confidence and clarity. So, as we close this exploration of critical thinking, let's remember that it's a lifelong journey of curiosity, openness, evaluation, and reasoned judgment. The journey to better